billion years ago. Earth is called the blue planet because over 70% of it is covered in water. Every person on our planet needs clean, fresh water every day. It's a matter of life and death. With Earth's abundant water supply, we should have plenty of fresh water to sustain our needs. But a closer look tells a different and cautionary story. 97% of the Earth's water is salt water, which is undrinkable and not usable for growing food. 3% is fresh water. Most of that fresh water is frozen in icebergs and glaciers. The rest, about 1%, is the only fresh water available to us and is found in rivers, lakes, and below the ground. The water we have today is the water that has always been on Earth. You are drinking the same water that the dinosaurs drank over 65 million years ago. Earth's water is recycled in a multi-phase journey. Powered by the sun, water evaporates from the surface of the Earth, rises into the atmosphere, cools and condenses into snow or rain, which falls to the Earth as precipitation. This process is a never-ending exchange of moisture between the oceans, the atmosphere, and the land. Water that evaporates from the ocean leaves its salt content behind, a natural form of desalination. Climate change is impacting Earth's water cycle. Increasing temperatures have caused changes in precipitation patterns. This has caused greater intensity, frequency, and duration of severe storms, and increased the number of droughts and heat waves. The amount of water on Earth doesn't increase, but the human population does, creating a greater demand for a finite amount of water. In 1800, global population was just over 800 million. Now, that figure is over 7 billion. And by 2050, scientists predict there will be over 10 billion people living on our planet, dramatically increasing the demand on clean, fresh water for direct use by human beings. Population rise also accelerates the demand for consumer products like cars, electricity, and electronics that require water-intensive energy generation in the manufacturing process. This puts an even greater strain on freshwater resources. Water demand is predicted to increase by a staggering 55% between 2000 and 2050. Within the next several years, water shortages will be a fact of life for most people on the planet. Not only is clean water scarce around the world, but it is not evenly distributed. In some places, there's hardly any water at all. In Sudan, lack of water has reached crisis levels due to drought and overfarming. Women and children spend much of their time every day gathering and carrying heavy buckets of water over long distances to help their families. This has enormous impact on their lives and the children's opportunities for the future. In the Himalayas, climate change is causing glaciers to rapidly melt. Disappearing glaciers will have huge impacts on the 1.4 billion people of Asia who rely on the fresh water from the annual glacier melt to replenish their river systems. If the glaciers disappear, so will their source of water. Closer to home, water from the Ogallala Aquifer, one of the world's largest underground water deposits, once turned the Great Plains into America's breadbasket. Over time, the aggressive pumping of water out of the aquifer has put it and a way of life at risk. Here in Chicago, we enjoy the water benefits of Lake Michigan, one of the 5 Great Lakes which together contain 21% of the world's fresh water and support over 34 million people. But not everyone is as fortunate, particularly in the West and Southwest. Like oil oil and coal in the past century, water scarcity looms the basis for global conflicts moving forward. We use water for our everyday needs. But a huge amount of this precious resource is consumed in other ways. Agriculture is the biggest single source for fresh water consumption, using 70% of the available fresh water to grow food for people and livestock. Innovative technologies like precision agriculture, which reduces water usage needed to grow crops, are being used to reduce agriculture's water footprint. Manufacturers are reducing the amount of water used in their operations. In addition to identifying leaks in piping and hoses, new dry technologies are being used for cleaning. And more water-efficient equipment is being introduced. In drought-stricken California, innovative desalination efforts are underway to remove salt from seawater to create fresh water, in effect, mimicking the Earth's own water cycle. It will take all of us. When it comes to conserving water, small changes can have a big impact. Something as simple as shutting off the faucet while brushing our teeth, or reducing or changing our consumption of products that require a lot of water during manufacturing can have an immediate effect on water conservation. Having access to fresh, clean water is not a luxury, it's a necessity. It's what unites all humans and many species around the world. Water is a precious resource, but so is human ingenuity. Will you be the one to discover the breakthrough that will ensure everyone on Earth has the fresh water they need? You have the power to help preserve and share the Earth's precious resource for every living thing. How will you help?